This is his daughter, Lauren. The All-American setter will serve it up to start the match. Huskers in white, Oregon in the dark green jerseys. Jacob able to dig it up, and the swing and the kill from Elena Bergsma. We'll keep an eye on her ankle, Karch. An ankle injury had her sidelined for a couple of weeks late in the season, just returning for the NCAAs. The serve from Liz Brenner. And the kill in the middle, Andy Trainer.
Point Nebraska. Back to serve for the Huskers, Gina Mancuso.
Gina Mancuso, the senior from Omaha, back to serve. First team All-American last season. Tough pass for Oregon. Bergsma will get a swing. Good defense from Mancuso to bring it up. The right side with the kill, Morgan Brookhuis.
And that's the shot the coaching staff actually wants her to hit less of, but it fell between three people. They want her to unload because when she does, she can generate a lot of heat with that left hand. Some left-handed opposite work, but that time off-speed falls.
A couple of national championships for John Cook, including one in his first year. Coming over from Wisconsin, he actually beat the Badgers in the finals in 2000. Now there's a look at Jim Moore in his 8th season. 6 trips to the NCAA tournament in the last 7 years. This is the first time the Ducks are in the Elite 8.
And lots of family connections with his wife Stacy on his staff versus the father-daughter team across the net. Yesterday we had BYU with Sean Olmstead and his sister Heather coaching. Lots of family. It's the family regional.
Morgan Brookhuis with another kill. The 6'5" junior from Colorado Springs had 9 kills, hit .444 last night. This is Lara Dykstra from Redondo Beach. Off the block and out for the kill for Kat Fisher, the senior out of Los Altos, California.
Well, I know one of the things Nebraska wants to do is not drift too far. Brookhuis actually puts herself in a great spot, but her left hand was pointed out, and the ball reflected off of it out of bounds. So body was in a good position. Hands need to be better.
Service error there for Bergsma. Big key for Oregon in the win last night. They were serving nails, had 6 aces. Now Brookhuis for Nebraska. And the ace.
We've been talking about those different categories. We'll call that the ace of spades, the most powerful ace. But then there's the kind I love just as much. It leads to a direct point, like an overpass, a play where it stays in play just enough to give your team the point.
What's that, the ace of hearts? Those are near and dear to your heart?
Yes, exactly. We'll track those.
They put the defense on their heels. A point for the Ducks here early in this opening set. Fisher, the senior, has been in the lineup her entire career, and Haggerty going down the line, ricochets off Jacob.
And she was big in spreading out the block yesterday of Washington, now spreading out and getting a one-on-one situation there. Nicely run by Lauren Cook, but they want to use Haggerty to try to spread that defense out and score points.
In fact, last night, Karch, both these offenses worked well pin to pin. Brenner stuffed. Another opportunity for the Ducks. Lauren Cook going to go to Mancuso. Great diving get by Jacob.
Out of nowhere.
The set to the middle, and Haggerty puts it away. Point Huskers.
Well, boy, I like what Haggerty did. It was total improvisation. They just set her a little, what we call a 2 in the middle, just because it's a couple of feet high, 2 feet high, and she puts it away, catches Oregon off guard. That's not a play Nebraska normally runs.
Nebraska 5 of 7 thus far in its attempts. There's another dig for Worth. Plum sliding behind Williams. That's stuffed.
Not a good choice there. Got it set to the left side.
She set that into traffic, and Nebraska will make them pay. Another kill for Haggerty.
One thing we can also see is Ariana, the middle blocker Williams for Oregon, is running wider than they made that adjustment last night, but nice transition offense by Nebraska. Those hitters are working well, getting off the net from their blocking position.
Well, when you're winning without your two big guns scoring and getting this kind of play out of Haggerty, it's good news for Nebraska. Back here at the NCAA Volleyball Championships, the regional final. Winner moving on to the national semis. For the Nebraska Huskers, 3 sweeps thus far, including what surprised, I think, a lot of folks around the country. They took care of business against Washington and didn't give them much of a chance.
Serving for Nebraska, Hannah.
And then a couple of 3-0 sweeps for Oregon, and then they kind of hit the cruise control button there in the third set yesterday. BYU got one from them, and then they came roaring back to close the door in the fourth. And the kill for Williams.
And that's the adjustment Oregon made yesterday. They weren't running her all the way out to the sideline, but they were having very poor success. Much better since that adjustment in the middle of the match, having her go all the way to the antenna.
Nebraska hitting .667, Oregon at .455, so neither side showing much of a case of the nerves right now offensively.
Here's the play we were talking about. Ariana Williams going all the way out, and it gives the middle blocker, number 20, Haggerty, there, no chance to get that far. If she runs closer to her, she creates less space. Since they made that adjustment, she's been very effective. And both teams actually hitting at a high level. No stuff blocks, no hitting errors so far, over 20 attempts between them.
Plum. Looking at Brenner, who had the huge night yesterday.
And that's exactly what Nebraska did not want to have happen. The outside blocker, in that case Lauren Cook, drifted apart from the middle and left some space, and Brenner hit that time after time last night.
Plum, the back set to Brenner. Popped up by Paige Hubble. Mancuso with a swing off the block and out. Point Nebraska.
Returning to the Huskers, Morgan Brookheim. Serving Lauren Cook.
We've been making the comparisons, Coach, to a Big Ten football team, a Pac-12 football team in Oregon in particular. You think of the speed of the Oregon football team's offense. That's the way this Duck volleyball team wants to play.
They talk about playing hard and playing fast.
Right now it's the Huskers, though, up 11-6.
And Cook going back to Mancuso. She scores one, so she'll score another. The middle blocker caught reaching away from that cross court. Got to keep your eyes on the hitter and see where she's going.
Lauren Cook serving a 6-2 run here for the Huskers. Good block up front from Tramer. Out wide to Bergsma into the double. Cook, the back set to Brookheim. The Huskers still playing error-free volleyball.
And that's what Nebraska wants, to spread it out. Oregon was probably thinking Mancuso. The middle blocker was leaning the other way, and then they go back behind. Brookheim crushes it cross court. They want a lot from her. A lot of swings like that from her.
Huskers hitting 7-14 in the opening set. (12-6), Nebraska leading Oregon in this opening set. Best 3 of 5. The winner moving on to the national semis. It would be a first trip for Lauren Cook under the tutelage of her dad, John, the head coach for the Huskers. She's a big Misty May Trainer fan. Actually started out her career, was a freshman All-American at UCLA. Decided that wasn't the right fit, came back home, and Kurt, you can attest to playing for your dad or playing with your dad. In your case, it's not always a smooth ride, but it's certainly rewarding.
My first teammate for a few years in beach volleyball, but for Lauren Cook and her dad, it hasn't always been smooth, but they feel like they've gotten to the point now where they read each other's minds. When he wants her to run something, she often will say it even before that. And she's meticulous about calling him coach, not dad, and keeping that relationship when it's with the team as not father-daughter, but coach-player.
She's run a 6-2 here. She's run a 5-1 offense here. Certainly could not have been easy to watch her former UCLA teammates win a national championship last season, but now Lauren trying to get the Huskers in position to win one of her own, as her father is trying to go for his third. He's letting his daughter know what region of the floor she should try and serve it towards. It was to Liz Brenner, and Bergsma with the kill. A good pass there for Oregon.
Exactly. There are zones numbered in fashion around the court, and he was signaling zone 1. That was exactly where Brenner was standing. The key, though, is not just serving it in a player's lap in zone 1, but hitting part of the seam and making that passer move to the left or right.
Mancuso now starting to warm up.
Serving for the Huskers, Gina Mancuso.
They have now taken 10 of the last 13 points here to bust this one open. Winner gets Penn State on Thursday night in the semis.
That was a very good zone 1 serve right to the sideline. Made the passer move, actually made Brenner hit the floor, and slowed down the offensive pattern for Oregon a little.
Well, so far the Ducks passing the composure test 2 cards. We don't have an error yet on either side hitting, and the ace there for Kelly Kawasaki.
And she's one that Coach Moore credits with having lost her libero position, but still come in and scored some huge streaks with aces and digs.
Brooke Ice. Awkward on that swing. Kat Fisher couldn't put it down, and Nebraska can. Hannah Worth, the senior out of Springfield, Illinois.
Not a very good dig by Mancuso, and Worth was just keeping it alive. Plum is there. She's got to just go get that. I know she wants to set, but